on Her Majesty's Secret Service finally gives us a new Bond. We get to see a new James Bond, and he is playing none other than Australian actor George Lazenby. Now, George Lazenby, throughout the filming process, decided, you know what, I'm going to do this only once, and he decided that was it. He was going to play the Bond role only once and call it quits. And he is the James Bond that took over in the sixth spy James Bond film series. And it is also based on the 1963 novel by Ian Fleming, which is by the same name. So he took over Sean Connery's role, where everybody was anticipating that he would be the new Bond, but he decided he would do it once. And in this film, we get to see him infiltrate a secret lair, and James Bond at the beginning of the movie decides, you know what, I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not getting any closer to Blofeld or Spectre. He decides to enlist the aid of a crime boss in Europe. This crime boss is Marc-Ange Draco, and he is played by Gabriele Ferzetti. We find out that Draco has his one and only daughter, it's his only child. He ends up offering Bond some money to marry her, but Bond turns that down, and he decides he's going to continue romancing her until he finally gets some information from them. He wants to know how to get to Blofeld. The daughter of Draco and the Bond girl in this film is played by Diana Rigg, who is Tracy DiVincenzo. Whether Bond is undercover figuratively or literally, it is always in some sort of undercover layer or a headquarters or with a woman in bed. And this film is no other, as Bond ends up going to Switzerland, where he goes undercover in Blofeld's high-tech headquarters. So eventually what happens is Bond has to stop Blofeld from unleashing a horrific germ warfare weaponry that will endanger every living thing on Earth, and he has to do it by sneaking his way into the headquarters and winning over Draco and his daughter. Now, this film is the one that I liked the least of the first 10 Bond films. I didn't like it just because the actor, George Lazenby, decided to play it only once, so I didn't really develop a connection over a couple of the films that came after that. So I felt he kind of just left the role, and he didn't really care about the franchise. It wasn't done the way the other Bond films were, and he kind of lacked that charisma, the elegance that Sean Connery had. It wasn't the same Bond. When I think of James Bond, I think of a slender, sleek, ladies' man that's good with his words, but also, you know, can fend for himself physically. And he, for whatever reason, he just didn't have that swagger. But nonetheless, the film had a budget of $7 million, and they brought in $82 million. I would only recommend it if you are a Bond fan and you want to watch all of them from start to finish. And that's the only reason why. Other than that, I would not recommend you go out of your way to watch the film, because it was okay. There's mixed reviews from different websites of what they gave it. But if I had to give the film a rating, I would still give it a 7, which is a fairly high rating just because it was a James Bond film. And I like most of all the locations that they choose to take Bond and the different tasks that he gets assigned to complete. So that is my review on the film On Her Majesty's Secret Service. If you guys like the review, give me a thumbs up or comment below and tell me what you thought. Tell me your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. And if you'd like to keep an eye out on more of the reviews that I'll be doing, then hit my subscribe button, because I'll be posting daily reviews. And once again, if you have films that you'd like for me to review, mention them in the comments section below. Thanks again, and have a wonderful day.